Spencer Johnson. I'm the owner of SOTA Clothing, and this is Things, People, and Places. So one other cool thing that we're working on, we launched a new brand called Classic State, where we took all the other 49 states and created hats for them in our clean and simple designs.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Things, People, Places. Today, we're at one of my favorite places in the entire world, SOTA Clothing, which is right behind me. And it's gonna be fun because you're gonna be able to meet Spencer, the founder of SOTA and Classic State, and he's gonna give us a tour of the most amazing shop space you've ever seen. So here we go.
Hello, welcome to SOTA Clothing. I'm gonna show you around. All right, so this is our new retail spot. We opened this 2 years ago. This is our very first retail spot. We originally were only online, and then we wholesaled about 70 to 80 stores within Minnesota. So when we moved into this new space, we were happy that we were able to have our office, warehouse, and retail under all one roof. So what's nice is that if you originally seen us from events and stuff like that, we would only bring a select collection of stuff that we sell, but now at our new space that we have our full collection. We offer sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, accessories, all kind of in that Minnesota pride. But then we also wholesale other products from local makers that we sell within our retail store as well. All right, so one of our biggest things that kind of helped us get going was this hat right here. We call it the classic hat with our iconic MM paddles on there. We created this hat about 4 years ago, and it's still one of our best-selling hats. And it's been worn by Vikings players, Twins players. Jimmy Fallon wore it when he came to town. So it's kind of crazy how much that one hat has helped us grow. So one other cool thing that we're working on, we launched a new brand called Classic State, where we took all the other 49 states and created hats for them in our clean and simple designs. And so this room right here on the other side is our Classic State room. So we literally went through, designed up graphics for every state and tried to keep it in our SOTA Clothing theme, not going overboard, keeping it simple, relatable, and all that. You know, and one thing we're working on for Wisconsin, wherever Wisconsin is, we started reaching out to local designers in their states.
Oh, nice.
And had them design up the logo. So we did that for Oregon. We had an Oregon designer do up the way he thought Oregon should look. And then Wisconsin, we also had a designer from Wisconsin create the logo for it. It actually might be out of Wisconsin. Oh no, here it is. So then Wisconsin also. So hopefully in the future we'll keep reaching out to more designers and get them to design up their graphics that they feel best for their state.
Yeah.
So the building we're in right now is actually the oldest building in St. Louis Park. It was built in 1890 by J.B. Walker, which is the guy that donated all his money for the Walker Art Center.
Wow.
So this building used to be 4 storefronts back in the day. And so over time, people just slowly opened up more and more storefronts. So right now we're in our office area. We have 4 offices that we built out that we all work from. And now we're in Docks Hall. So this is kind of our event space that we'll eventually be renting out for small group gatherings. And the reason why we called it Docks Hall is the first business that was in here was Docks Barbershop and Pool Hall. So these photos right here are actually photos of Docks Barbershop and Pool Hall. So they had barber chairs in the front, and then pool tables in the back. So, all right, here's our new patio that we built out for Sota. What's cool about the brick is the brick actually came from the sidewalk outside when they ripped it up last year.
Oh, wow.
So all the brick came with. And then we have the patio anchored with our Sota caravan. So this is a new caravan that we built out last year for the state fair. So it's about 10 feet bigger than our original caravan.
Yeah.
Which held a lot more inventory, made it a lot easier for us to handle the state fair and all the crowds and all that. So we're a little bummed that we can't use it for this year,
right.
But it'll be sitting there waiting for next year and ready to go. All right, so now we're gonna go into the warehouse for Sota. So the warehouse is where we do all the fulfillment for all of our wholesale orders, online orders, and then what's nice with the retail store is just on the other side of the wall where we can pull orders to restock the store. Literally all the orders come in through us here. We have Marcus is our full-time warehouse guy, and then Kenzie is my sister who's the warehouse manager, and then Alex is our part-time warehouse guy that packs all the orders that you see that comes out. All happens from right here.
That's so awesome.
So the only bummer part about this space is around the same size as our old warehouse, but the basement's 5,000 square feet. So like all these boxes will now go in the basements, live down there, and we'll pull inventory up when we need it. So down here is where we store all the classic state hats. So all these boxes are all the different hats for all the different states that we sell. And so my goal, hopefully one day, is this bottom basement is just filled with classic state hats.
Yeah.
So we already had to add a second shelf from when we started it less than like a year ago.
Perfect.
So the way Sota Clothing started was originally a school project of mine at the University of Minnesota Duluth. In 2011, I was going for graphic design, so I created a brand. We were supposed to come up with some kind of business that didn't exist at that moment.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't a fan of a lot of the clothing that was out there from Minnesota.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna design something that's simple, clean, and that kind of reflects back to the state. And so that's how Sota Clothing kind of started. So I graduated from Duluth in 2011, went from there to being a photographer. I shot for a while, I did a lot of freelance, did a lot of weddings, portraits, lifestyle stuff. And so while I was shooting, I also was running Sota Clothing at the same time. And that kind of slowly started to snowball, grow a little bit more. So then I left my photography job full-time and then just started freelancing more. So my entrepreneurship background kind of like started with the photography, then went into Sota Clothing was kind of going at the same time.
Yeah.
But the photography is what supported me while I was growing Sota.
Yeah.
And so then once Sota started growing, I left my job, and then I brought Sota into the attic of my fourth floor of this old triplex I used to live in Minneapolis.
How was when you made the move and the decision to be like, all right, I'm cutting off doing the photography, my more steady money, if you will. You're like, that's always the biggest thing is when you make that jump of like, okay, do I do it?
Yeah.
How was that like?
Yeah. So that jump of me leaving that full-time job as a photographer, it was funny because so with Shopify, I can see all the orders come in.
Yeah.
And I remember we released this new hat and I went and shot a house because I used to be a real estate photographer. And I came out and there was like 5 or 6 orders from that like 20 minutes of me shooting. And I was like, all right, I feel pretty confident at this point where I can maybe make the leap and then go from shooting to Sota full time. And it's constant. I mean, the big thing for us for Sota was all the events I started doing. So I remember, I mean, at that point I was 25, 26, you know, and all my buddies are going out on Friday nights and Saturday nights. And they come out with us and like, no, I have to wake up at 7 a.m., drive out to Carver County to be part of the Carver County Fair, you know. and I had to set my booth up, and I need to talk with people, so I need to feel good.
Yeah.
So there was countless times where I remembered where I couldn't go out and do all these fun things with people because I wanted to pursue Sota Clothing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize with running a business is you have to give up a lot and be willing to put that time and effort into pushing those things through all these things that you kind of need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way Classic State came about a funny way where we were working with Shields, a sporting goods store, and they have a bunch of different stores in different states. And so they would reach out to us saying, hey, we just opened a store in Colorado. Can you design us up, something for Colorado? And I was like, well, I don't want to call it Sota Clothing. Let's call it something else.
Yeah.
So we called all that stuff Classic State. For all the different states, we would sit there and try to come up with a clean, simple design that worked with that state for that store.
So La Superior, kind of give us the backstory of that.
So me and two other high school buddies started up a company called La Superior. Originally, the whole way that this business came about was we were meeting up once a week, getting drinks and getting a lot of old fashions.
Yeah.
So we were trying to think of different ways to kind of come up with a business relating back to liquor and alcohol and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so we ended up going the route of La Superior, which is basically a bottled old fashioned. So everything's in it. It's got the bitters, the little bit of orange, and then the simple syrup is honey. So it's Minnesota honey. And you shake it all up, and it's ready to pour old-fashioned. It's kind of a random business that people don't really think
that's
about.
That's what I love, though. Like, when I talk to people, they'll be like, okay, because like I said, I do real estate, I do a YouTube channel, like I screen print. I'll talk to people, and they're like, what? Okay, what are you doing now? What do you do? Like,
well, I think especially like when you're an entrepreneur, like you're always thinking,
Yeah.
And then when you come up with an idea, it's so hard not to execute it.
Right.
I mean, I've executed other stuff that we're not talking about that doesn't turn out well.
Yeah.
But I need to execute it to A, stop thinking about it,
right,
and B, to see if it's worthwhile pursuing.
Yeah.
And I'll bring it to a point where I get it live and then kind of feel it out.
Yeah. And
kind of go from there.
How often do you get people or come across people that try and knock off your paddle logo?
A lot. I mean, we have a lawyer that just has the cease and desist like ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably. I mean, at one point it was probably once a week. Where we'd have to reach out to. There's still a couple stores where I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna have to take it a little further because they're not listening to us.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's shops out there, and too, especially if you see those shops that don't feel like they've created some of these designs, don't support them. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Like if you feel like you see something and they're ripping off, and one of these shops rips off a bunch of these local brands, and here they are making money off of people's designs that they've pushed hard. Yeah. And it's the marketing. Like the design is a big thing, but like the amount of work that we put into marketing our logos is far and beyond that any of these shops would ever do. Yeah. And then they're just piggybacking right off of something that we've worked hard at.
Yeah. So in, we'll say, a span of 10 years, as an entrepreneur and the things you're involved in, like if you could be a fly on the wall in 10 years and it said, all right, where and what am I doing? What would be the perfect scenario in your head?
So I always joke with people that they're like, what do you want to do in 10 years? Yeah. Like exactly what I'm doing right now. If my business is still around 10 years from now, that's huge. Yeah. Because that means that we're doing something right and that we can keep pushing it and keep living off of it. Because that's the hard thing about being an entrepreneur, and especially being in the creative world, is constantly being creative. Mm-hmm. Like we release 2 new things every year. We do a spring and a fall launch. And it's like, how am I, I'll be 44 at that point. Am I going to be creative enough, And hopefully we can find other people that can hop in and be creative too. Yeah. But I mean, if we're still doing what we're doing 10 years from now, I consider that a huge success,
I got 10 questions. They're all pretty rapid fire.
All right.
They're all somewhat inspired and themed from Sota/Minnesota. So, they're kind of like there's a couple that are like your favorite item.
All right.
But otherwise they're this or that.
All right.
So, boating or snowmobiling?
Boating.
Land or lake?
Lake.
Mats or 5/8?
I'm gonna go with 5/8.
I can dig it. Goose or gray duck?
I think I say goose.
Do you? Favorite vacation spot in Minnesota?
I'm the big fan of the North Shore. I mean, I went to school in Duluth. So anywhere from Duluth up to Grand Marais is kind of my go-to spots.
I like it. Your favorite hot dish?
Man, I think the tater tot hot dish. I mean, I'm picky where I don't want certain things in there, but like I just like the simple, you know, straightforward. Give me the tater tots and the beef. I'm good to go.
Your favorite soda item that you have ever done?
I'm a big fan of our SOTA script. So it's a logo that we don't use as much, but there's a couple sweatshirts that I'll just wear regardless, just because I love how simple and clean that design is.
Yeah. Do you say soda or pop?
So I say pop, but I should say soda.
Winter or summer?
I think summer. I mean, I'm a huge biker too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love being on my bike anytime that I can. So,
Yeah.
I haven't really gotten into winter biking yet, so I'm gonna go with summer.
Okay, last question. Blueberry lager or Lost Superior?
Oh man. The blueberry lager is awesome. So the blueberry lager on a warm summer night, and then Lost Superior on a cool fall day is what you need. The Lost Superior will warm you up.
Yeah.
Instantly.
I love it.
Cool.
That's 10 questions, man.
Dude, this was great.
I really appreciate you taking the time to do this.
No.
All right, y'all, that is going to be a wrap for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Be sure to check out SOTA Clothing, Classic State. Follow them on Instagram, go to their online store. If you're up in the metro, head to St. Louis Park to their location. Check out their store. It's probably the coolest store you'll ever see. And they have some of my favorite gear, favorite stuff. Got the shirt on right now. So I'm gonna link all their stuff in the description below. I'll put all their social channels, the address to their store, website, all that. Show them some love. They were super gracious today in giving us the in-depth tour. It was awesome to catch up with Spencer. Super excited for what the future holds, maybe be able to partner up on some stuff. But be sure to check them out, tell them Mike sent you, hit that little like button, smash that red subscribe button, check out the next adventure. We're gonna be doing a giveaway, and you gotta follow Things, People, Places on Instagram and SOTA Clothing to see the details of it. But I'm gonna show you here. I'm gonna do just a sneak peek. I'll do the announcement on social media. But we're gonna do Classic State USA hat, thermal mug, Things, People, Places hat, vinyl decal. You can kind of see it, same as this one. So we're gonna be doing a giveaway on social media. I will put all those details on Instagram, so be sure to follow Things, People, Places, SOTA Clothing. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tune us in for the next episode that we have. For this one, that is a wrap.